Alright, bro, here is how I stopped jacking off. Number one, be busy. And what I mean by that is throughout your day, just be busy. Be busy where you don't have time to jack off. Set a timetable where you're not doing your where you're basically every hour of the day you're doing something. So wake up at 7 a.m., shower, 8 a.m., eat, 9 a.m., go to school or go to work or whatever, and then so on so on. Every hour have something planned to do that hour, because if you don't, the urge arises when you're not doing anything, when you're just sitting there in your room, just doom scrolling, just scrolling, not doing anything really, not doing anything productive. That's where the thought arises, where you would just tell yourself, oh, right now would be a good time to fap, since I'm not doing anything, since I'm bored. And that's where it arises. You're that's why you keep fapping, because one, you're not busy enough. Because if you were busy, you wouldn't have time to check off. Because think about it, there's been days, where you you've been busy. Maybe one day you had to do something with your parents, and it took like the whole day, and you were busy and you didn't check off. Why? Because you were busy. You were doing something rather than doing nothing, just staying in your room, staying in your home. So be busy. Number two is think happy thoughts. And what I mean by this is when fuck, my mind went blank. Fuck. When you're happy, when, let's say for example, this is an example. When you're out with your friends, hanging out with them, laughing, your friend made a joke about something and you guys can't stop laughing, you wouldn't tell yourself right now would be a good time to fap. No, of course not. That's weird. That's abnormal. Why is it not normal? Why is it Yeah, why is it not normal? Fuck. Because you're happy. You're already stimulated with happiness, with something. So that means you're not gonna fap. That means you're less likely to fap because you're already happy. You don't need to do that thing because you're already happy. So what does this tell us? Throughout your day, think positive thoughts. Think about, maybe like funny moments, maybe funny thing that happened in your childhood, maybe that one funny thing that your friend said. Or it can also be about like self-love, where just telling yourself, oh, you got this, I believe in you, just constantly telling yourself that. And yeah, number one, be busy. Set up a timetable where you have something to do every hour of the day. Two, make sure to think happy thoughts. And it just also makes you feel more better about yourself, because you're telling yourself positive things. You're being happy, you're being a real person, you're being positive to yourself. And that's something that we should all do, have self-love for ourselves. Our mind is always so negative to ourselves, where we're constantly just seeing all the flaws in ourselves, where we tell ourselves, oh, you're not good enough, or you're ugly, you're all these things. So why not just be positive about yourself? Tell yourself that you can do it, not that you can't. You can do it. One, be busy. Two, positive thoughts. And three is make the make fapping less, make it unattractive. And what I mean by this is it's the same as number two, where throughout your day just tell yourself that, like, the cons of fapping, of like doing that, like, oh, this isn't gonna help me. Like, why do this when I can go find a girl, fall in love with her and build a connection with her and do that with her, and do the real thing. So And also, you can just tell yourself, oh, it's not worth it. Just make it unattractive. Think of all the negatives of how it's gonna affect you, all the cons, and how it's gonna affect you. So just tell yourself, oh, I'm not gonna do this because I know that it's bad for me. I know that I'll have that post nut clarity, or I'll feel shameful. I'll feel like hiding away from people. I feel like I would feel like just being in my house all day, not doing anything. And yeah, you just see the cons of it. See it as a as something. See it as unattractive. Where you just tell yourself, oh, I'm not gonna do that because it's bad for me. I'm not gonna do that because that's gonna make me. I'm not really having. It has serves me no benefit. And also tell yourself positive things about how fuck. This video is all over the place, but bear with me. Tell yourself that also positive things like, oh, although yeah, it's hard right now, I'm gonna keep pushing, and I'm gonna wait and conserve my seed so I can do it with the woman the woman that I love, that she loves me. So, and I can do it with her, so I can build a connection with her, and she can build a connection with me. And just stuff like that. Like, see the cons and see the pros of quitting. Like, oh, if I quit, then I'm gonna have more energy. I'm gonna be more confident, have better self-esteem. See the benefits, and if you see the benefits, and it'll make you think, oh, I'm gonna try. I'm actually try and do this. And see the cons too. Like, see the cons of not quitting, where you're less likely to have a girlfriend. You're probably, if you keep doing it, then how are you gonna meet your future wife? How are you gonna have kids? How are you gonna have a connection with someone? See, that stuff like that. So number one, be busy. Number two, think happy thoughts. And number three is see the benefits of, no, tell yourself the benefits of if you overcome this. So like, oh, if I overcome this, I'm gonna have better self-esteem. I'm gonna be more confident around girls, all this. And also see the negatives if you don't quit, which is, oh, if I don't quit, then I'm not gonna be successful. I'm not gonna be able to attract that my future wife that I'm gonna marry, have kids with. That she's not gonna fall in love with me, because she's not gonna be attracted to me, because why? Because I'm addicted to this. So number three, see the addiction, less make it unattractive. And also see the benefits. See the benefits of you quitting. Tell yourself, like, oh, like, tell yourself throughout the day the benefits of quitting. Like, oh, I'm not gonna do that, so that way I can look for my future wife. I can have a future wife and build a connection with her, rather than doing this stuff. And voila, be busy, think happy thoughts, and make the habit less attractive, unattractive. And yeah, those three tips is how I stopped checking off. How you can stop checking off. And that's basically it.